solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network.
Jimmy, this is MC Alfred. I'm just chilling, Jimmy Star, yo, sitting down and designing. Why every man never thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself, the known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Betty, what I wanna be. Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We're going to have a wild show for you guys today. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Before we get started, let's say hi to our team, starting with my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
No, you do not include me in your team. I am your co-star.
I said our team.
No, I'm not part of the team. I am the co-star.
Just say hi.
I am the co-star. So what you say is, here's my co-star, Ron, and later you may be able to see or hear from the team.
Okay, go. Say hi, say hi, co-star.
Hello, I'm the star of the Jimmy Star Show. He says I'm the co-star, but I'm really the star.
What's up, everybody? Anyway,
he cut me off.
Well, you got to go quick. We have things to do.
I'm not in the mood today. I'm not in the mood. I am not in the mood to play with you.
We're not playing. We have a lot to get through.
I have these rock and roll crazy fucks on the show, and I have to deal with their insanity.
They're not insane.
Yes, they are. They're all insane. They're mentally ill people.
No, they're not.
Well, as I said, I'm mad at Scott. So there.
Oh, well.
I will explain when Scott comes on the air why I am mad at him.
That's fine.
So there.
Anyway, I don't know if there's anybody in the chat room or not. What's up, chat room? We want to say hi. Also, to our fabulously talented engineer in Wellington, Florida.
He gets a bigger build-up than I get, right? Bigger build-up than I got.
Hey, Danielle.
What is she putting out to you now?
No, you didn't let me talk. You stopped me, so.
Yeah, because you were.
What's up, Danielle?
You were lying.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
There you go. She sounded good, too.
That phony voice, please. She must be doing Dean. That's how she got the job.
Oh, she said ooh on that one.
What?
She said ooh.
Oh, Dean, watch it. That was funny.
Then we got the man, our videographer, superstar, Scotty J. What's up?
Hey, guys, what's going on? Oh, Ron, come on now. You love me.
Oh, come on. Do not. I think you're horrible.
Yeah, right.
You're too gay for me.
Oh, yeah. He's too gay for you.
Gay meaning the word gay, not the gay contact, what's the word I'm looking for?
Context.
I'm a happy guy. What can I say? I'm a happy guy.
That's what I mean. Gay. I meant gay that way, not gay sexually.
There you go. What's the weather like in Pennsylvania? Is it nice?
It's miserable.
Is it really?
It's attitude right now. Yeah, pretty much.
It's always miserable in Pennsylvania. The ticks are loving it.
Oh, yeah.
Is it cold? Is it cold?
It's cold. It's a little rainy. It's overcast, just like Scotland.
Terrible. What about you, D? You got nice weather?
Yeah, it's pretty nice outside. Except for yesterday, though. We had some nasty weather. But today looks really nice. I'd rather be on the beach drinking a margarita than here.
Well, it's very. I know how you like to have sex on the beach with everybody. But when the weather's bad, it must be difficult. Sex on the beach is a drink, you dirty-minded people listening. You thought I meant she has sex on the beach with men?
Well, maybe she has sex on the beach while she's drinking sex on the beach.
Oh, that's another thought, isn't it?
You guys are giving
I'm not nasty today. I'm just very sharp today because I am going to work soon. I do my third movie. I can't give the title. I'm not allowed, which is ridiculous. I can't discuss the plot, which is ridiculous. I can't tell you my character, which is far more ridiculous. But I start work next week, and I'm rehearsing lines. So I'm feeling good.
I can't wait to see your movie, Ron, because I'll go and be like, I know him.
No, stand up and yell, I fucked him. No. That'll be more effective. Right, Jimmy?
That's
Well,
terrible.
I'm playing straight in the movie. I'm not playing a gay guy. So she could really make it out that it's the real thing, like I'm a butch, tough, straight guy. Say, oh, yeah, I banged him.
You know how to be a tough straight guy.
I'm a tough, straight guy with you, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I get that whip out.
What's going on?
I get that whip out. I say, oh, slave one.
Yes.
Lick my toes.
We have Michaela in the chat room, too. What's up, Michaela? Hope all is well. She
Yes.
says hello.
Hi, baby.
B's not there yet. I'm sure she's coming, though.
B has been arrested by the Gestapo.
That's terrible.
I'm in such a crazy mood because, I love the people we have on today. I mean, that Scott is really a dear friend of mine. And the drummer's, cool, too. But Scotty is a doll. I love him so much. He's one
Don't
of
call him the drummer. We should tell everybody who we have coming on.
No, I want you to do that. That's why I don't say anything.
Okay, so
I don't step on your lines. Don't step on mine.
Eileen says she's in the other chat room. I don't know what that means.
Oh, she's in the toilet.
What does that even mean? I don't know what that means, but Eileen's going to come on too in a little while too, you guys. It says on YouTube. She's in the chat room on YouTube. All right, everybody. If you go to the W4CY.com website and hit Talk 4 TV at the top, it'll take you and you can see us all live. Which is very, very cool. We've got a fun show today. We've got the super band made up for the Think Experience, Beyond the Wall Pink Floyd Experience. And it's made up of Scott Page, the saxophonist from Pink Floyd, Toto, and Supertramp. We've got Stephen Perkins, the drummer for Jane's Addiction. They've all also done a whole bunch of other things. I'm giving a brief bio. Norwood Fisher, who's the bassist for Fishbone, and Kenny Olson, who's the founder of the Kid Rock Twisted Brown Trucker Band. He was also with the Hendrix Experience, one of the badassest guitar players like on planet Earth. It's going to be a lot of fun, and then Eileen's going to be coming also in to talk
Eileen's
with everybody.
always coming.
I knew.
Oh, excuse me. I meant coming on the show. Well, she comes on the show and she comes at home. She comes in restaurants. She comes wherever she can come.
Eileen says, say hello. I'm in the other chat room, but I'm here on YouTube. So is Hannah. What's up, Hannah Clive? Say hello, it says.
On his today with all these comebacks. He's just boom, boom, boom.
I know. He's booming quick.
Love it.
Yeah.
Spicy Ron today.
Yeah. When are the guests coming on? I'm bored.
At 12:15. Well, you're supposed to talk at the beginning of the show. This is your time.
Went to Shirley Claire's star in Palm Springs. Shirley Claire is one of the longest Palm Springs residents. She's 91 years old and still stunningly gorgeous and quite glamorous. She was a showgirl in our Follies. The Follies in Palm Springs were women only over 80. Gorgeous women of 80 with fabulous legs, and they were like the Ziegfeld girls. They came downstairs with feathers and plumes. It was a marvelous show, showing that age is just a number. It's stupid. Anyway, Shirley got her star on the Walk of Stars, and I was so happy to be there, and Jimmy was there, and all our friends were there. And then afterwards we went to an after party, and we were drinking Tom Collins and having a good conversation, and then another Tom Collins, having a nice conversation, then a third and fourth and fifth Tom Collins, and everybody had the filthiest mouths. They were all carrying on like crazy people. Then I felt at home.
Yeah. And Shirley Claire also was one of the oldest people who performed on and got through on America's Got Talent a couple years ago.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah.
When Howard Stern was a judge. And in the 2016 MTV Awards, she performed with Miley Cyrus.
Yes, she did.
Which is very cool. So she's done some very, very cool things.
Anyway, she's an absolute angel, and we all love her very much. And she's a beautiful woman yet. For 91, she's thin and dresses great and really is a stunning-looking woman. So there's no reason to be old unless you want to be old, and you want to look old and act old. That's your priority. I choose to be young and look young and feel young, even though I look like an old fuck. But, what are you going to do? In my mind's eye, I see a young person.
Right.
I don't see me who I really am. If I did, I'd be ashamed to be on the air.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, looking like this, like an idiot?
You don't look like an idiot. You're handsome and distinguished.
Yeah, but I act like a young, stupid kid.
I know. Well, that's why people like you.
I know. I have so many fans. I have, you know what? I've got fans that contact me. They're in their 30s, and they say, "Oh, I wish you were my dad," or they say, I wish you were my grandfather.
That's nothing wrong with that.
No, but being somebody's grandfather.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's not okay.
I wish you were my great grandfather.
I wish you were dead.
That's terrible.
Well, what did he say? Great grandfather. That fucking.
You could be
killer.
somebody's great grandfather, though.
I hope the tick get you, Scott.
The ticks.
There's so many ticks in Pennsylvania. It was a joke.
Actually,
We used
Eileen
to-
says Ron is hot and vanilla.
Yeah, Eileen, wait till I whip it out. I'll give you some vanilla.
Oh,
But she liked that, the little trampette. Debbie liked that.
Danielle, not Debbie.
I call her whatever starts with a D. Next it'll be Dyke, Disaster. I have no mind left. I'm reading lines for this movie. That's all I do now. So when people ask me, Ron, how are you? I'm going to read my first line. Who are you?
Eileen says, okay, yay, when you whip it out.
Eileen, you and I are such old bags together. If we whipped it out, we'd probably do like a science project. You'd look at it and say, oh, look, it has this, or look, it has that. And I'd look at you and I'd say, oh, look, you have a huge hole here, my God.
I can't.
I love my Eileen Shapiro. I love her to pieces. She's coming to stay with us in a couple of weeks.
She said, speak for yourself.
I am speaking for myself and about 40,000 other men who have told me. But no, Eileen's coming to visit us. She's staying with us for a week, and I cannot wait because I love my sweet dear friend Eileen. I feel like I know her all my life. And to think I picked her up on 3rd Avenue. She was working the street. And for $20, she jumped in my car. We went down a dark alley, and then we made friends.
It's a pretty woman situation.
I love her. No, she's
That's like my favorite movie.
She's my friend. No, she's my friend. I don't fuck my friends. Never did, never would.
That's not fun.
No, you don't do that. You don't have sex with your friends because it causes problems.
She said she would have done it for free.
No, although if I were friends with Cary Grant, I wouldn't be saying that. I mean, I would have sex with Cary Grant every day of my life.
Yeah, it's rule too. No sex with friends.
No.
Yeah,
but
no sex with friends, but Cary Grant's pretty hot.
Cary Grant is my dream man of men.
And Jason Statham is his modern day dream man.
No, Jason Statham is like a hump. Like a quick hump, like in a parking lot kind of a thing. But Cary Grant is like, you love him, you live with him, you with him every day, you take care of him. And
you have his baby.
Well, if I could, I would. But Cary Grant was gay, so, that baby he had was a work of miracles. But anyway, I love Cary Grant. I adore him. I think he's the best. Do you know who Cary Grant is, honey?
I think so, yes. I'm more of a...
When I see you, remind me to smack you. You don't know who Cary Grant is?
Wait, ask Scott. Scott, do you know who Cary Grant is?
No, I'm going to kick you in the balls if you don't know who he is. Cary Grant was one of our legends, the greatest Hollywood legend. One of the top 5 leading love men, romance
Not only that,
men.
but he served our country, did he not?
Yes, he did. He was in the Navy, and he hated leaving his friends behind.
Right on.
Yeah, I know who he is now. I don't
Looking
know.
him up.
I know pictures.
You have to see North by Northwest, a great
Cary
movie.
Grant was probably one of the greatest, not actor, he was one of the greatest personalities on the screen. He was charming, he was debonair, he was bon vivant. He was everything I always wanted to be. And growing up as a kid, I used to make believe I was Cary Grant, and I tried to dress like him and walk like him and talk like him. And then somebody said, you don't look like Cary Grant, but you do a great Jane Russell.
My all-time celebrity crush is JFK.
Oh, wow.
That's a strange
Now, which one? The dad or the junior, the one who died in the plane crash?
No. The
President one?
Yes.
Okay.
JFK.
Okay.
I don't know, there's just something about him. He's just smooth, and the way he looked, I don't know. I think he's a gorgeous man. And Joe Biden back in the day, in the 50s, Joe Biden could get it. He was a
So you're into banging up Washington. You're one of those Washington
Actually,
whores.
because we're going to have to call our guest in a second. So let's say hi to B. B just joined us in the chat room. B is in Germany, everybody. She was in the chat room with her son, Nick, last week. What's up, B?
Hey, B.
We got a fun show for you. Scott Pages, we just talked to him. He's getting ready to come on. And along with the whole super group for Think Experience, to get things started, we're going to play a song, and then we're going to, as we play the song, we're going to try and get everybody on the line. So, you guys, we're going to play Sam Huber. He's a Finnish artist that Eileen and I are working with on World Star PR.
What do you mean he's finished? He's not.
He's
his career's
Finnish.
gone. His career's over.
No, he's
finished.
Finnish.
Oh, he's Finnish.
From Finland.
Finnish.
Yeah,
Scandinavian.
Finnish.
I thought he said finished with a D.
No, his name is Sam Huber. He's a great talent. This is a song he did called "Isn't It a Pity." Do you guys have that ready?
Yes, I do.
I thought when
on
you-
go, we'll do it.
When you said Sam, I thought you meant that piece of
No,
shit Sam.
no. When I say go, you guys, let's play it. All right, everybody, this is Sam Huber. Isn't it a pity? Go!
Isn't it a pity? Isn't it a shame how we break each other's hearts and cause each other pain? How we take each other's love without thinking anymore, forgetting to give back. Isn't it a pity? Some things take so long, but how do I explain when not too many people can see we're all the same? And because of all their tears, their eyes can't hope to see the beauty that surrounds them. Isn't it a pity? Other's hearts and cause each other pain, and because of all their tears, their eyes can't hope to see the beauty that surrounds them. Isn't it a pity?
was a nasty, dirty
All right,
joke.
we are live. We are on camera, guys.
Hold
Everyone
on,
minus Norwood. We're here.
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. We've got 3 of the 4, plus Eileen will be coming on in a minute. But to start off, we want to say hello to Kenny Olson. What's up, Kenny?
Me barely, but I'm here.
And we are so happy you are here, my friend.
Absolutely. Then we've got Scott Page.
Yay!
We've got Stephen Perkins.
Hot Stephen Perkins. Danielle is in love. Danielle said he's hot and sexy, and she said she would definitely make love to him. And I said, Danielle, I checked out his basket when I met him, and he's hung. And she went crazy. I said, he's got a big piece of meat hanging in those pants. You got to see it. And she went nuts. She wants to come to
Hold
California.
on. So, Stephen, say hi to Danielle.
Now listen, when you say nuts, are you thinking like more pistachios or like a cashew type of nut? I mean, what kind of nuts is going on over there?
I was thinking like big old walnuts.
What I'm saying
Okay.
is you and I must wear tighter underwear because we do show. We both show to the right. I mean, that's how we dress.
You know.
We dress to the right. That's what they call it, dressing to the right. I get I wrap it around my leg, I tape it down, it still shows. So what can I tell you?
Ron, thank you so much. My face is beet red.
That's funny.
You're soaking
Oh, so
wet.
then you're talking about more of a dyed red pistachio nut. I'm a fan of the macadamia nut myself.
So we want to also introduce you guys to Scotty J. He's our videographer. He's in Philadelphia. Scotty J, say hi to everybody.
Yo, guys.
What else?
Yo, Scotty J. Nice shirt, Scott. Nice shirt.
Yes, thank you, sir.
And
Today's going to be like a guy show. So we're all going to be like carrying on, cursing, getting crazy, getting filthy, getting weird. So you ladies out there, if you're embarrassed, turn off your vibrators and leave.
Yeah, we'll
Or leave them on and stay. I mean,
Yeah,
On it.
Gotta
Make
end the
Make
show.
sure,
It's
make sure you have
on
new
and stay.
batteries in your vibrator and stay with us.
So hold
Anyway.
on. So we've got a chat room filled up with people. It's filling up. So you 3 guys, say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Yo, everybody in the chat room.
There
What
you
does
go.
that mean?
And we have to do a special shout out to like our favorite person on the planet, B. Claudia, and she's in Germany. So you guys say hi to
Hey, B.
Hey, B. Oh.
B. Yeah, we always have to make sure we get that in.
Mach Schnell. That means go
Guten
fast.
Tag.
Mach Schnell means go fast. I used to date a girl from Germany, and she'd say to me, Mach Schnell, Mach Schnell. She wanted me to go faster.
So real quick,
I did do women once, you know. I wasn't
You
always
did?
a faggot. I mean, I did plenty of pussy in my day. Plenty. Too much. That's why I turned gay.
So hold on,
I
guys.
wanted something
Enough
different.
was enough. Enough was enough.
No, I wanted something different, you know.
Oh my God, they're all freaking out. Okay,
Who's
the chat
freaking
room's
out?
freaking out.
Eileen Shapiro's
No,
not freaking
we're gonna let
out.
Eileen. Eileen's going to join us in about 10 minutes for the call. But before we do that, one at a time, let's everybody tell everybody who they are. I know who you are, and people who love music know who you are, but we might have a bunch of people who don't know who you are.
And I forgot who you are.
So one at a time, let's start with you, Kenny. Just say who you are, like your musical background a little bit. Give us like a little quick, hey, I'm Kenny, and this is who I am type thing.
I got to do all that? No. I'm kidding. I'm Kenny Olson. Don't hold it against me. I'm a musician, guitarist. Been blessed to play with a lot of great people through the years, and I don't want to do all that name dropping thing because I'm on carpet.
No, do the name dropping.
Listen, Kenny, when I interviewed you, I told you, drop all the names you can. That's what people are interested in. They don't give a fuck how long you've been playing a guitar or how great you are or you're the #1 guitarist in the world. They're bored with that shit. They want to hear stuff. They want to hear gossip. They want to hear names. They want to hear all the famous women you banged in the business.
They want to know that you're one of the founding members of the Kid Rock's Twisted Brown Trucker Band.
Yeah.
That you've worked with Metallica, Aerosmith, Billy Gibbons, Buddy Guy, Run DMC, Shaka Khan, Sheryl Crow. You have your own Simpsons character. That's the shit that they want to know. So
and
give
also,
us a little bit of that.
out of that list of people, who'd you bang?
You just did a great job representing. I need to just
I'm a publicist. I do these things.
Wait. Before we get business shit-faced, your girlfriend
is fabulous.
We love her. We fell in love with her. She's beautiful. She's the sweetest little thing, and I could see what you're attracted to. What she's attracted to, you have no idea. But I could see why you're attracted to her. She's a lovely girl. Are you going to marry this bitch or what? Are you going to just be a whore on the side? What's she going to be? You going to marry her?
Right now, she's a little mad at me because she was trying to help me put Skype app on my iPad last night, and I was having a hard time following what she said. So,
You're fighting my question, obedient one. Are you ever going to marry this broad, or is she just going to be a backstreet woman?
I can't talk about my all the personal stuff right now.
Hey guys, so Norwood's ready to join the call. We ready to bring him in?
Yeah, bring Norwood in. Bring Norwood in.
Norwood!
She's a very lovely woman, though.
She's fabulous. We love her.
She's fabulous, and we love her. And we're pushing for wedding bells.
Don't do that.
I do. I believe in marriage. Not like Scott, but I believe in marriage.
Scott's just smiling.
No, Scott doesn't really have.
Do you have Norwood or no? Do you have Norwood?
He
was
there, and then he was gone.
They're laughing that you called him "oh bearded one."
No. Scott Page claims he has a wife. No one has seen her in years. She's buried in the basement of his house. So that's why he keeps saying, "Oh, my wife, my wife." She's not here. She's gone. He killed her. So we have to smoke him out and find out why.
So hold on, since Norwood's not
his
calling
wife.
in yet.
Wait, his wife found out that the Pink Floyd band were banging every chick they could throughout the United States. And of course, Scott denied it. He said, "Not me. I'm true."
Not everyone.
Not everyone.
Not everyone.
And she got a gun and was going to shoot Scott in the balls. And Scott kicked the gun and it went off and it shot her in the nose. So he buried her in the basement. Now, Shapiro said to me, "From your mouth to God's ears."
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did. He should only be single.
Eileen's gonna come on here. She's gonna kill you.
He should only be single, and I'd smother him with my bosoms. Wow. She's gonna smother you with your bosom, with her bosom.
Eileen sent me a message that Norwood is coming up on her Skype. Why would he come up on her Skype?
Because he wants to grab her tits, like everybody else.
He needs to answer the phone.
Oh, Norwood! Somebody text him that he has to answer when we call him because he's not answering it.
Okay.
And text him. In the meantime, Scott, tell us who you are, even though everybody knows you. Tell him who you are.
Oh, I started. There's Norwood.
Yeah.
Hey, Norwood!
What's happening?
How you doing?
Norwood can't talk long. Go ahead, Norwood.
Yeah. No, I just got out of my appointment. I'm like, I got one side of my mouth is numb.
We can't tell. Still got a great smile.
You know what, Norwood? Rock stars have been using that fucking excuse for years. Meanwhile, they just did some H and some snow, and they say, "Oh, I just got out of it."
It's just half my head that's numb. The other half, my other half works fine. Yes.
Norwood, can you see everybody? Norwood, can you see everybody?
There he is.
Kind of, sort of.
So, all right, you guys. So this is Norwood Fisher, founder and bassist of Fishbone.
Yay!
And, he's fabulous. He's part of the Think Experience, Beyond the Wall Pink Floyd experience that is coming up again. We went and saw it 2 weekends ago with Eileen. An amazing thing. And we want to
doing it too. I'm having a time of my life.
There you go. And
with my friends.
Yeah.
We gotta Norwood, you weren't here when we said hi to everybody in the chat room, so say hi. We got every country in the chat room represented. Say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Wait, something strange happened here. I think I know what it was.
I know what it was.
I couldn't hear a word anybody was saying.
Can you hear us now?
The snow is falling, the wind blowing, but oh.
No, wait, hold on, wait, because he's talking. We can't hear him. Hang on.
Shut the fuck up, Mary. She's such a big mouth.
No, can you hear us or you can't hear us, Norwood? No, I don't think you can hear.
Speaker off.
Oh, turn the speaker back on.
There it is. I see it now.
What's up, Norwood?
Yeah. Okay, now.
Guys, so talented, but they can't turn on an iPhone. I mean, really.
Old school.
Old school.
I'm sitting here suffering. I'm wearing a Jimmy Star shirt. He designed the shirt. He designed it where it fits everywhere but across the belly. He made that very tight. So my stomach is hanging out.
You gotta love it.
It's a Jimmy Star shirt, really. He designed it.
I used to be a clothing designer. Yes, I'm getting ready to do it again. Actually,
I wore it
with
today
Eileen
because I wanted to impress you guys with a Wild Faggy shirt.
I love it.
It's a cool shirt.
There you
right?
go. So
I know you would. You have taste. Those other ones.
So everybody, this is the super group. Norwood, just real quick, say hi to everybody in the chat room. We got a chat room full of people. Say hey, chat room or something. I don't care what.
All right. The chatters are where it's atters.
There you go. And we've also just quickly say hi to our engineers, Danielle and Scotty J.
Danielle and Spidey J.
There you go.
You say Spidey J?
You can say Spidey J.
He does.
All right.
He does spot in his seat once in a while.
Okay.
If he eats a lot of Mexican food, he spots a lot.
Think about the wet spot every now and again.
What?
Yeah.
What is that?
About the wet spot every now and again.
Every now and then, the wet spot, baby.
So hang on, you guys.
That's how you know where to go. Look for the slide.
So Norwood, before you came on, because I want everybody to know who everybody is, we were having everybody introduce themselves. So we already had Kenny do it. We were up to Scott. Scott, introduce yourself, and then Steven, and then Norwood.
Scott Page here. Probably claim to fame, mostly known by the saxophone player in Pink Floyd. I played in Supertramp, Toto, guys like James Brown, Mick Fleetwood, I don't know, Chuck Berry. I played them all, a bunch of people through the years. That means I'm old.
He's awesome.
Old is cool.
We love Scott.
Everybody loves Scott.
Thank you.
Our first show that we had Scott on got 4 million plays, so we know everybody loves him.
No, I got to tell you.
That's good.
I don't take to people too quickly.
When do I get my check?
Yeah.
When's the check up? 4 million plays?
I'll do the math. I'll do the math.
Do the math right now. Let's figure it out.
You owe him 42 cents.
Yeah.
42 cents.
Yeah, it's about 42 cents is right.
That's about right.
Scott is
Yes,
one of the best people I've ever met in my life. The one next to him, Dick Ward, he might be. I don't know him well enough. But Scott is really a sweetie pie. And I'm kind of angry because Billy Hess, that motherfucker with the brownie box camera, he wrote on Facebook, Scott loves me. I'm his best friend. He's so full of shit.
Billy just joined the chat room.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Billy Hess. Fuck you, Billy Hess. Fuck you, Billy Hess. I'm telling you 3 times. You wrote on Facebook how Scott loves you. He didn't even fucking like you. He told me you were a stupid motherfucker.
Hold on. All 4 of you guys, at the count of 3, say hi to Billy Hess, all right?
Yo, Billy boy.
Billy.
2, 3.
What up, Billy?
Billy Hess.
1, 2, 3, say fuck you, Billy Hess.
No, we're not. Billy Hess says fucking please.
She's such a whore. I love her though, but she's a big whore. But I mean, Scott Page is terrific, and he's my best friend, and he likes me the most out of all of you. He may like Eileen a little more simply because you know why. But those torpedoes, if she aims them at you, they're kind of cute.
Okay,
but,
so hold on. It's Steven's turn. All right, Steven, tell us who you are.
Yes.
Oh, hi. How are you? First of all, Stephen Perkins is the name. I'm Scott Page's accountant, and you owe him 42 cents. Also, I have a pet goat named Billy Mays, and I've been known to play drums in the Venice Drum Circle on Sunday afternoon.
The Venice Drum
I have been given the honor to play drums with this fine band, Think, and every few weeks we get together and we get creative, and that's why we're here.
Your career has really escalated. Playing with the Lawrence Welk Orchestra is really a big deal, and these guys are presently on tour now with Lawrence Welk's music.
And also, my first love was Gene Krupa. I saw the movie about Benny Goodman. The real Gene Krupa was on drums, and I was 8 years old. And now I'm 51. I'm still trying to play like Gene Krupa.
Well, he was absolutely from when I was a little kid, and I used to go to the movies, and I would see him, and I fell madly in love with his drums. I mean, he could beat those babies like nobody could, except you. You're pretty good. If your penis doesn't get in the way of the sticks, you can hit the skins good.
That's true.
Right?
You
know what? When you're right, you're right.
If a cute chick walks by with Eileen's set of rocks, he gets excited, the penis goes up, the sticks get stuck, the skins don't bang right, but nobody really cares. Everybody in the audience is so loaded, they don't give a shit. They don't know anyway. Meanwhile, getting to that show, I got
Eileen just said she's going to kill herself.
Oh, tell her. Listen, Eileen, you're so full of shit.
We're going to have her call in a second.
Listen, I want to say this before. Serious note, fellas. I've seen a million things in my almost 80 years of life. But I must say that your show, listening to your music in that dome with that shit going on in the ceiling, was absolutely mind-blowing.
Wow.
And I want to tell everyone out there, go see it or die, because life isn't worth it if you don't go. Go see it. The show is phenomenal. The music is Pink Floyd, which you cannot beat. They played my favorite, which is Machine. Did you play Machine at the show or just
Welcome
a
to
rehearsal?
the Machine. Yes, we did.
Yeah, I call it welcome. I never remember the welcome part, but you did it at rehearsal, and I love it. Did you do it in the show the second night?
Yes.
See, I missed that. I passed out.
It was fabulous.
I was exhausted.
Come on, you didn't.
You passed out.
Yeah, it was so good.
I
you
was.
passed out.
I was.
Very good show.
I fell
Missed the whole
asleep.
thing.
I fell asleep in the lounge. I was so exhausted.
We have to let Norwood in tell us who he is real quick.
We know who Norwood is.
I know
He's
we
great.
do, but we
He's
want
great.
everybody else to know. He
Hey,
looks so
Norwood.
I
stylish.
came in with like a barn burner, right? Like, anyway, I'm Norwood, native Los Angelino, 100% Southern Californian, and I played music my whole life, and my band is Fishbone, but I do a whole lot of other stuff. But none of it does what the Think Experience does in that dome. God,
Fabulous.
There you go.
It's a new thing, and it's about time, because I'm sick of all the shit they play over and over again. It's a new concept. It's a new thing, and the other tents have the most exquisitely beautiful lighting and shit hanging from the ceiling and artwork. It's fabulous, fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I want to ask. I want to ask.
I've done 18 shows at the Dome, and every time I go explore all the domes, I get off, and it kind of fuels the show for me to have this great art park. And I'm a cast member and an audience member. I'm so excited every time we have these gigs to play drums with friends and great musicians, and also to experience the Art Dome. It's fucking great.
And I'm the modest best reporter in the world. And when I go there, I'm a kid. I'm like a little teenage boy. I want to put on my bell bottoms and have my long hair again and smoke a joint. But of course, I can't do that at 30. But I mean, anyway, no, seriously, Drummer Boy, I have to drop a name because it was a very dear friend of mine, Earl Palmer.
Oh, great drummer. Of course.
Yeah.
Monstrous.
Yeah, Earl was a dear friend of mine back in the 60s. And his son is a good friend of ours, Earl Jr. Lovely family, lovely people.
You know what I love about his drumming, man? Not only does it feel good and sound good, think about all the people in the world that have danced to his beat.
Me.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of people dancing to his pocket. And that's what I talk about with other drummers, the drummer from the Grateful Dead. I said, man, you've had girls dancing and moving their hips in 62 with your music, you know? Yeah,
but it's
think
true.
about it, man. It's unbelievable what that does to the world. It's you're the biggest drum leader, the biggest drum circle is having a hit song on the radio over and over and over.
Yep.
And that's
It's
true.
incredible.
Earl Palmer, every now and then, would play at the Baked Potato on Ventura Boulevard in L.A. We would go there, my sister-in-law Venera and I, because she was a big fan of Earl Palmer. And Red Fox came in one night, and he stuck his tongue in my sister-in-law's ear. I'll never forget it. Red Fox was a dirty old man, but I loved Red Fox. Red Fox had a dirtier mouth than mine. He was a total womanizer. I mean, he just wanted to bang everything that had a slit. He was just the funniest guy in the world. And we had a lot of fun at the Baked Potato. For those of you who don't know what the Baked Potato was, it was a primarily black jazz club in L.A. It's still there.
Yeah, we play it still. I mean, I played it. We all play it. That place has been there. It's been legendary for years.
100 years. I was there when I was
tell you how
like
many great
30.
players. I used to go sit there in the front row all the time. And
Everybody.
One of my heroes, Tom Scott. You know, I would always go down and see his thing. I mean, I've seen everybody in that place through the years. Yep, still there, still rocking, still playing there.
Fabulous club. Unfortunately, all my people are gone. They're all dead or whatever, old. But I should go back and see what it's not like now with the new people, with the young people.
Eileen just texted me and she told me that she's on the phone with Slim Jim Phantom and he says hello to Scott and Steven. I guess he knows Scott and Steven.
Oh, yes. I love the guy. Love that guy.
But I have an announcement for Scott. I was talking to Eileen and she said, I'm over Scott. She said, I'm done with him. He's like, he's yesterday. Now she's after Billy Idol.
You've been replaced.
You've been replaced. She said that Billy Idol is the handsomest, hottest guy in the world, and she'd turn him in a minute.
She'd turn him in a minute. That's terrible. We should also let everybody know too, because three of the people on the screen, Norwood, Scott, and Steven, they're all in California, and then we have our lone Nashville. You're in Nashville, right?
Yeah. I'll be joining my brothers here next week back out in LA.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm here right now, but soon to be out in California.
How do you like Nashville though? Nashville's nice, right?
Yeah, Nashville's beautiful.
It's there's a lot going on here, but it's a little overgrowing now. I mean, I'm from Detroit originally, and after I decided to quit the Kid Rock thing, I moved down here about 11 years ago. But I did live in LA back in the day. That's why Norwood and Steve and I've go way back to I'm not going to say how long because I don't want everybody to know exactly how old we are. But
you are a modest son of a bitch. I mean, come on, you don't want to drop names. You don't want people to know your age, and you're not going to tell us your cock size. So what good are you?
Yeah. Actually,
I have no problem with that.
Eileen said when she Skyped with him earlier, like when we were trying to get it going, he was naked in bed, so she saw it.
Did she really? Don't forget, that's going to go all over the world now.
No, it won't. Nobody sees that.
If Eileen saw your...
Hold on, we should bring her in, too.
If Eileen saw your wang and it was big, believe me, she'll tell everybody.
I up all night calling people, or everybody I had to call to try and put the Skype app thing in there and and actually Jimmy's the one who came through.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have done it naked.
I didn't see anything. Oh, well. Hold on. Hey, who am I? Scotty J. Scotty J. Let's call Eileen and add her to the call.
All right.
Well, that way she's the last one we're adding, and she wants to hang out.
While you're doing that, Scott.
Yes, sir.
I need to get a date from you, and you could bring the dead wife with you to my house for dinner. But bring your saxophone because I'm inviting Bobby Eakes. Bobby Eakes is a soap opera star of all those fucking soap opera shows. But what nobody knows is she's got an album out, and the album's called "I Don't Want to Be Lonely Tonight." And I said to her just last night at a party, I said, you have got to meet Scott Page. He has got to play that number on the sax, and you have got to sing to it. It's an album. Oh, no, she's got a voice. She's from the South, so she's got a beautiful, soft, sexy.
She's like one of the biggest soap opera stars in the world. Hello. I hit your video button, Eileen.
You should know better.
Yay! Eileen, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Eileen, take your blouse. Eileen, take your blouse off so everybody will know who you are.
Why? Are you holding? What are you holding? Are you holding something up?
A vibrator.
I'm holding my stupid Skype thing up.
Oh, okay. There we go, everybody. So Eileen's in New York, everybody. So we got 2 East Coasters and 3 plus 5 West Coasters.
Yeah.
And by the way, just to clarify, I did not see Kenny's dick. He was covered.
Oh, okay.
I was just imagining it.
Oh, so you call it you call it a he.
Kenny, watch it, Kenny. She'll dump Billy Idol for you next. Watch.
No, because he's got a girlfriend.
Since I was being, I don't know if the Skype will show a picture, but
of your wang.
I have a picture of me in a Hooters uniform. Would you like to see it?
Yes.
What's a Hooters?
Hooters. Oh, wait, scoot over a little bit more. There we go. No, a little more. There you go.
Oh,
nice.
What am I seeing? Oh my God.
There's a little story. There's
orange
a little story behind that.
The men do that too.
Yeah.
No.
You always got to you make, the opening band, the headlining band, we all play little shenanigan pranks on each other at the end of a tour. And it was Metallica, us, it was Kid Rock and Seven Dust. And I knew this part, in Seven Dust set where LeJon got all serious and got the audience all intense. They had a delay in his voice, bringing everybody it was like this bring it down intense moment of the show. And I sent the runner out for a Hooters uniform, and they brought back a plastic pitcher and a plate of chicken wings. And I walked out on stage right behind LeJon wearing a Hooters uniform.
Nice.
You look fabulous in it.
Did the Hooters uniform do a show and tell?
But, it was in my phone. I had to show you guys,
No. But can you see beyond the rainbow? Can you see?
Now we're thinking about.
Eileen wants to know, can you see your dick in those pants?
We're thinking about, using some new visuals at the next Dome show. We might. These are ideas we're going on.
Oh,
that would be a great picture.
You know what? You could start off with Eileen's breasts flying over our heads. And then we would all duck like we don't want to be killed and crushed by them.
And then
we could go
and
right
then have Kenny picture in the Hooters uniform come at you.
Right. And then we could have Scott picking up his dead wife in the basement after 10 years.
So you know what? Listen, guys. You know what?
Hey, wait a minute. We didn't finish with Drummer Boy. He could play a solo with his wang in 20 seconds.
Thank you. Thump, thump, thump.
Well, there is
Eileen. Wait. I got to ask Eileen this question.
Let him finish. He didn't finish.
Who's
I was
that?
going to say that one of the great drum solos by Led Zeppelin's drummer, Moby Dick, is the name of the solo. John Bonham is the drummer. Moby Dick, Dick. I mean, it's just
great. Eileen.
Yes.
Did you check out Drummer Boy's crotch?
Jesus, kid.
I did not cruise him. I was too busy cruising Scott. Sorry.
You missed out. Drummer Boy
Sorry
is
about
in.
the angry inch.
Drummer Boy dresses to the right. Hey, Eileen.
Did you say sorry about the angry inch? You better change it to like angry 7 inches or something.
Who said that? Scott said
that? You gotta love it. It's so cool. Everybody in the chat room is loving the whole thing, having all these super musicians
and
in the chat room.
It's like a crazy guy show, and we let Eileen. It's like the Rat Pack with Frank Sinatra. This is the music Rat Pack, and we're like the crazies.
All right, so Eileen, you're an interviewer.
I love this show, by the way. This is my kind
Eileen,
of
you
show.
get to ask a question. Pick somebody and ask them a question. What do you want to know?
All right, anybody can answer this one. You know what? You've been talking, and it's been a lot of fun, but I need somebody to tell me what the Think experience is, because a lot of the people don't know yet. So I think that's you, Scott.
Okay, so I'll do that since
Point at
I kind of
Scott.
know what that is. So Think Experiences is a company. It's an immersive entertainment company, and our whole goal is kind of redefine kind of how the music business and artists make money today, because as we know, a lot of us, you can't really make any money selling music anymore. Everything's gone to streaming. There's only like 2 to 3% of the streams on Spotify. Anybody makes any money for every million streams, it's like $5,000, and only 2 to 3% of the entire Spotify catalog gets that many streams. So the new way to generate revenue is in 2 areas: obviously selling the relationship and also creating experiences. So Think Experience is really a combination of art, entertainment, and technology. We're building a platform that deals with also the live stack of technologies in order to run these immersive shows. But we also are building out our whole live audience platform that ties into that. So the idea of Think is really to be the next generation of live experiences. We're moving into the experience, kind of what I'll call the experience economy. In other words, people are so inundated with so much content on your phones, and there's so much music and everything. What is the next thing? It's really the experience. You're seeing pop-up shows like the Museum of Ice Cream and things like this, where people pop up and people go to these experiences and share the experience. So these first shows we're doing in this 360-degree dome is really about experimenting with the idea of how can we bring a totally new experience of music and entertainment to the fans. Our first show is, again, first Think Experience is a Think Floyd experience, but we've got plans to do a whole series of them. We're looking at Think Doors, Think Bowie, Think Hendrix. There's a lot of ways to kind of skin this cat and kind of bring these new experiences. And what's been great is this experience. We've done like 20 shows. We virtually almost sold out all 20 of them. other than the last one, which the tickets didn't go up on sale till last week. But it's been great. People keep coming back, and so our idea is just really to bring the latest technologies to the live experience and marry it with world-class players, where we actually take the point of view that, today music in a lot is really being run by the machines. So the machines are sort of dictating the way music and stuff is being done. We're kind of going back to the old school, where it's kind of back to basics, where we really want to have the players actually really playing in the room. No safety nets of, auto tuning and all those things it can do, but then use the technology to capture what we're doing. So it's really, I think it's really about this live entertainment experience and creating new business models for artists to actually make money.
I love it.
I want to know what goes on in there. I want to know what goes on. Like you walk into that dome, and I already know, but what goes on in there? Like, why are people going to want to see this?
Well, again, that's the idea is people are looking for new experience. And when you're in this dome, it's really kind of a shared virtual reality experience. Because if you notice when you're sitting there, like when the walls and stuff coming down, and when you're looking up, all you see, you're actually immersed inside of that visual. And it takes you on a whole different kind of an experience. So people love that idea of feeling something totally different with the music. So, and then our whole strategy is it's not just the moment you go into the dome, but we're really building it out so that the minute you buy the ticket, the experience starts. So we're in the midst of putting together, AR, augmented reality kind of applications. You have the exhibit that goes on at the same time. So you get to wander through the exhibit using your phone throughout it, and then go into the show and see the show and kind of live things. So it's really about creating that unique experience from the moment you buy the ticket all the way through.
So the ticket starts at $35. No. How much?
$85, I think.
$60 is the one ticket, and it goes up to $250.
Okay.
60
and
to
for
$250.
for $5 extra, you get to see Eileen Shapiro dancing naked to Shimmy Shimmy Cocoa Bop.
No, but you get to see Kenny in that suit.
Yeah, you get to see Kenny in the Hooters shoot because they're going to add it to the show.
We can make everything filthy.
What's great about these domes, though? There's 3-4 different domes, and one is basically, like you said, ambient music and lights and art, and it's an experience, and it's a peaceful, enlightening experience. Another dome is full of mirrors and light, and you kind of reflect on each other. And then there's a dome that's offering VR masks, where you put the mask on, all of a sudden you're in a room with 100 people dancing. You take the mask off.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was really freaky. That freaked me out.
And then there's the smaller dome where people are laying on the ground and experiencing this AVR, it's augmented virtual reality. And then, of course, the big dome where the band takes the musical experience, which is also is a powerful songs by Pink Floyd and lyrics and visuals, and then the personalities of the musicians. It's like a Norwood would say, there's nothing really like it I've ever been involved with. In the early days when Janes and Fishbone was playing in the late 80s, we would try to throw art shows downtown, late night parties, and we did a great job. But this is kind of where this is making me feel like anything's possible to get people included. I'm a cast member and an audience member. I'm experiencing it, and then I get to perform. So
you really cannot describe it. You've got to see it to believe it, because describing it, you get a half-ass idea. But when you actually go there and your mouth falls open and you go, oh, fuck, look at this, look at that, and you don't know what's going to be next, that's the thrill. And then the music is just like the cherry on Eileen's nipples.
Do you guys
So I have
know
two
there were like
things.
hundreds of people laying on the floor in the back, after the seats, after the couches, after all of that, laying on the floor, on pillows, on backpacks, looking up, like hundreds of people. Do you guys know that?
Yeah. And Eileen never made so much money that night.
So hang on, I want to say a couple of things. Number one, I want to say I think it's really cool that like Eileen and I, because we're publicists, we work in the music world, we meet everybody, and on our show, Ron and I have every type of musician on, and you guys are actually world-renowned, like world-class musicians. You're also cool. You're also down to earth and like normal people. We have the winners of America.
No.
Wait, let me finish.
They're not normal. We think they're normal.
Oh, we think they're normal.
But normal people know they're not
But I mean, we have people who are on like all these reality TV shows that don't do anything but sing, and they have such attitudes like you would think they were like Madonna or
so
some
fucking
shit.
boring.
And they're so terrible, you know. And here you guys, all you guys have real music accomplishments unlike no other. You know, and that you can talk to you, and you're not all stuck up, and everybody gets along. I think it's really, really cool. But
that's except for Norwood.
So how though, with all the musicians that you guys have played with and everybody that you know, how did you guys come up with U4 as the core group? Like, who came up with U4 as the core group? Did you decide together, or how did that whole thing come together?
Okay, so what happened was, I'll just tell the story, or maybe Norwood, why don't you tell the story how this all came about?
Norwood's a good one.
There's a couple layers, right?
Yep.
Like, there was one super early morning in Nashville where I showed up at Kenny's door.
Yeah,
because I wake up at the crack of dawn, and we're just shooting the shit. And he's like, "Me, you and Perkins should do something with DJ Hurricane from the Beastie Boys." And that was one layer. And
okay.
Eventually we went and did some things and lost recordings, and that's still being worked on. But then I have a project I've been doing for 30 years called Trulio Disgracious. And Scott,
and that's named after, and wait a minute, that's named after Julio Iglesias.
Yeah,
I know that,
so
but I got it.
Disgracious, and that's
I love it. Trulio Disgraceless. I love it.
You know how that name came about. But that's
But you know something? I know him, and he's a nice guy. He really is. I met him in Florida lots of times.
But Trulio it's TrulioDisgracious.com, I think, is the website. I saw it on Norwood's Twitter.
An amazing band. Amazing.
And so Scott was just showing up, like rocking with me everywhere. We do a lot of improv and have a lot of fun is the spirit of it. And Scott was just showing up. And actually David Moss, he's the president of the Harold Robinson Foundation, was like, "Yo, you should do these Pink Floyd tunes and give Scott some super shine." And I looked at the song list and I was like, I want to do Wish You Were Here in its entirety. So
I love that.
Which is a total is a total arduous undertaking because it's not simple. It's deceptively complex.
Yeah.
But like this band Trulio Disgracious, it could be like 24 to 27 people show up to a single show.
Yeah.
Has Julio ever heard this?
No.
I mean, if you knew,
we'll tweet it to him.
If you met him and knew him, he is one of the most charming men you will ever meet. He's got a graciousness about him and an elegance about him.
And he gets laid all the time.
Well, he's gorgeous.
That's where it comes from.
That's where it comes from.
You know, he's mostly.
Wait. They're going to tell you how it comes from. Wait, tell us.
Okay, so look, I'll tell you where the name came from. Look, so when the first label Fishbone was ever on was Columbia Records. So we were on a roster with Julio Iglesias. But the first time I ever heard of him, I read a thing in the LA Weekly about him, and the writer was enthralled with him. And they talked about how sexy he was right when he rubbed his belly when he sang. So I'm like, that's some pimp shit. Like, so I was like, let me check this cat out. So I went up to the label. I got a couple records, and like, you know, he had come to LA a couple times. I never went to see him, but the head, one day I was up there I was at the label and I was picking up records, and I picked up a Julio Iglesias record. The head secretary of A&R, who's passed away now, her name was Joanne McGettrick. She noticed I had Julio Iglesias album. She's like, "Oh, you like Julio?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's an interesting cat." She's like, "I like Julio, but he's nasty." I was like, "Really?" She was like, "Yeah." She was like, he was in the offices one day, and I was talking to him. She's like, I was like, "Julio, I love your voice. How do you keep it in such good shape in your show?" She was like, it's so rich. and she said he looked at her and said, "I sing as if I'm massaging the clitoris in my throat."
Eileen, wait, Eileen.
And out of my mouth came, "He's Trulio Disgracious."
I love it.
I had to do something with it. So
no, Eileen has met a couple of guys like that, right?
Absolutely.
I think one of her 50 husbands did.
It's amazing through the years what
That's a cute story.
Kenny, go.
Go, Ken.
I was saying with Trulio, it was such it's always been just such an amazing, iconic just band. It's just what Norwood put together is amazing. I remember when I first moved, when I was living in LA in the late 80s and early 90s is when he was doing that on the side. He had this gig at, was it Club Lingerie where you did that, Norwood, what night was the week was it?
Yes.
And it was, and I just moved out to LA, was getting to know, meeting like Norwood and Steve, all these, amazing people. And I was, but it was amazing. It was like a tradition. And so many people and so many amazing musicians that come through and play with Norwood every week at this place. Oh, yeah. It was during the week and it was better than any weekend out in Hollywood. It was like religious, go and check out the show. It was,
It's amazing. It's like he said, it's like 20 guys. I mean, sometimes the band is 25 people. We did Norwood and us we did a thing at the NAMM show a couple of years ago where we did Nights After NAMM Jam in Trulio, and everybody showed up. We'd have like 25, 30 people on stage in this place, just all playing these funk grooves. It's crazy. It's really tricky.
Yeah. And a lot of improv, but out of Trulio, the celebrating like the 30-year experience, like I asked Steve Perkins to come in and play drums, and like people that I thought would really honor the music as the core of the band, and then had different vocalists come through and sing different songs, doing "Wish You Were Here" in its entirety. And when the night was over, Scott looked at me. He's like, "I think we got something here. I'm going to run with it. I'll let you know when I come up with it in a minute." I was like, I'll be waiting.
Yeah, he's like.
And so from that, Scott just built the Think concept.
I love it.
It was interesting because I've been thinking about doing something for a while, but after we did that, I just realized that makes total sense. And I loved playing. And that was the first time I really played with Perkins. And I can remember actually we were just sound checking there and we started to play and we started playing some things back and forth together. And I said, "Oh my God, this guy's time is so freaking good." that I just loved playing with because it kind of lifts everything up. And that's what's great about this little group is when what's interesting about these guys and everything, it's really based on personality, the way they play their instruments. A lot of people play drums and play guitars and can sing, but all these guys have a very unique personality. So when you bring it together, it has a very unique sound about it. And that's what excited me about it.
I love it.
Yeah, but Norwood a question though. Norwood, what would you have named the band if you were listening to Engelbert Humperdinck?
Humping my dinkle.
Humping my dinkle.
But you know what?
All the Humperdingleberry.
Right. All the bullshit that's going on now with all the fancy schmancy words and all the wonderful crap. Let me tell you something. You guys are great. That's the only reason why you're together, because you're wonderful. If one of you were a piece of shit, you wouldn't be together because the other ones wouldn't want to play. Like if I were going to bang on those drums, you would not join the group.
You're right.
Now, if Eileen were to hit those drums, you would let her join the group just to watch the tit action as she bangs the skins.
You gotta like. Is that like something that though, like all like super musicians do? Because Kenny, I know you have Kenny Olson Cartel, and that you also play with like a lot of famous people, and you do it more like all you guys kind of like do that.
Well, this right now, I mean, this is a dream situation. I mean, these guys right here on the screen, this is like, I couldn't even I wouldn't change it for the world the way it is. I mean, the way it all come together is so organic, and it's not like a tribute thing too. Like Scott was saying, we all have such our own personalities and our own interpretations where we respect the music, because we've all been influenced by so much music besides just the instrument we play. I mean, you listen how Steve's like the most amazing drummer, and he just like does what it's like. If I was a drummer, I'd want to be able to play like him, but I don't know where he just comes up. You know, you'll be thinking something, or Norwood's like the groove master of all bass players, and Scott, meeting, Scott the last few years, through Norwood and us coming together became my soul brother, and I'm like amazed by his talents, and we became soul brothers, all of us. And I just, as far as dream bands and like all-star bands, this right now, what we've got is
it.
Right on.
Yeah, but you know something? Scott's still taking lessons. I think in about 20 or 30 lessons more, he might be able to play decently.
I'm hoping, man. It's a never-ending battle. Trust me. The more you learn, the more you realize how little you know, right?
Meanwhile, Scott, I talked to my friend Bobby Eakes last night.
You told him that already.
Wait a minute. No, I'm talking about something else. Shut the fuck up. And I said to her, my friend Scott described his saxophone beautifully. It's his voice. He is singing through metal. He's singing through tubes. And that's how Scott plays his sax. I'm a sax freak. When I hear him play the sax, I hear the voice in the tool, in the instrument, whatever the fuck it's called, in the instrument. And you know it's funny because Scott said that to me, the very words. He said, "Ron, when I play sax, I sing through my sax." And I said, "Holy shit!" He copped my lines, that fuck. But no, but Scott, you can really play the sax. And Drummer Boy, when Drummer Boy goes, my feet don't stop. My feet want to get out there and do Fred Astaire or something. I want to hit the floor, major time, because he's got a beat, the beat. And as far as Kenny goes, bing, 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 he hits those wires like nobody.
Strings.
Wires. I called them wires. In my day, they were wires. You had a cigar box with wires across, and you played it. But and what's his name? What's his name down there?
Norwood.
I'm losing my mind. Norwood. Couldn't you have an easier name like Norm? Anyway, Norwood is like the best. So everybody in this group is phenomenal. And I'm not saying that to blow smoke up anybody's ass, because I don't do that. But I love all you guys, and I hope you invite Jimmy and I, because we don't buy tickets, to every single event. No, we're the press. We say nice things about you. You get us in free. You make us pay. We talk like they suck. They're no good. Don't go. Fuck them. It's a ripoff. What, 75 to 250? What, they fucking nuts? But if you invite us for free, we say 250 is wonderful, lovely sofa. You lay down, you get a blowjob from Eileen, you listen to the music. It's really fun.
So we should tell everybody. First of all, how do people, because you guys have shows coming up.
I love you, my Eileen.
May 17th and May 18th and June 7th and June 8th. Where do people go to get tickets?
Well, you can go to, actually, if you go to Eventbrite, type in Beyond the Wall is the name of the show. It's at a great place called Wisdom LA. Which is down in the Art District in Los Angeles. The 17th and 18th, we're also doing it on June 7th and 8th again. We do it roughly every 3 weeks. So yeah, definitely come out. It's really a trip. The art park is fantastic. There's things outside to do, vendors and stuff in the art exhibit, and we're always around hanging out. So yeah, definitely come on down. It's a lot of fun.
Also,
after the show is over, they will come off the stage and they will take a picture with you for $135.
For $150.
I got like 20 of them.
No, they'll do it
good.
These guys will do it for free. You know what? If you really love Pink Floyd's music and you love all these great musicians, they will sign autographs and take pictures for you for free. And that's how sweet these guys are.
But also, if you do want to give money, there's the Harold Robinson Foundation. Yes. And we do sell memorabilia after the show that we may have used on stage or may have been on stage or on tour with us previously. And also we have 2 or 3 different artists that might attempt a little live or the art they do on stage will end up on this piece. And you can buy it, and the money goes to Harold Robinson Foundation.
Yeah, the Harold Robinson Foundation is something that we're very close to. I actually met them through Norwood, and they work out of Watts, out of Markham Middle School. They have whole programs for kids, and And Norwood and Flea, it's kind of started this music program, Flea from the Chili Peckers.
Peckers.
Sorry, Flea, I didn't mean that. I really didn't mean that.
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
I didn't mean that. Anyway, so we've all
did
come
so,
together.
you
We're actually
liar.
working on building out a music school in Watts for the kids there. And so every show we do, we're auctioning off, and it's our foundation that we're really into. And so anybody go check out HillRobinsonFoundation.org. Great organization.
Also, that guy who did the art, who was actually on, like, in front of the stage, the guy with the long hair and the beard, he was phenomenal. What a great guy.
Yeah, Jimmy Oveda. He comes to all our shows. He paints live. We'll take a piece of memorabilia, like we've taken Norwood, a bass that Norwood donated. We've taken a cymbal. I gave up Pink Floyd memorabilia, and he'll turn it into a piece of art. So he'll paint something, we'll do it, and then we auction that off. So it's a great one of a kind. So yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely come to our shows.
Also, we should tell everybody, if you guys want to follow these guys on Twitter, I don't know if Kenny's on Twitter. Kenny, are you on Twitter? I'm going to guess not.
Nah.
Okay.
Kenny, do you know what Twitter is?
I'm learning about all this stuff.
There you go. I'll help you.
Wait,
I tried to go
social media is so much a part of our business today.
Yeah.
Actors don't get work without social media, nor do you guys get audience without social media.
We'll teach you. Eileen
should
and
be
I will
on
teach
it
you how to
because-
do it, Kenny. Eileen and I will teach you how to do it.
Because Kenny, if you reach out to the world, so many people will come to the show who love you more than the other ones, as they do that with each one.
In my twisted, bothered mind, talking to everybody every day could get interesting.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you guys want to follow Norwood's on Twitter, he's at Woody Woodstraw. I don't know how that came about, but he's at Woody Woodstraw on Twitter, you guys. Stephen Perkins is the easiest one. It's just Stephen Perkins, so as long as you know how to spell his name, you're good.
Tony Perkins' brother from
Psycho. And then Scott Page, Scott Page is I am Scott Page. That's good. I am Scott Page.
I am Scott Page. I've
yes.
crossed all of them.
And you guys is at Eileen Shapiro 3. I'm at Dr. Jimmy Starr, and he's at Ron Russell's show. And Scott from Rock Titan TV is at Rock Titan TV.
The show's not over, is it?
No, but I'm giving out information.
Oh, but why are you making it sound like
I will
did.
you guys in the next day or two with the Twitter, because I already figured out. I'm Skyping right now.
That's right. You can do
you and I are going to work on it, honey.
And you look fabulous.
You and I are going to work on this.
All by myself.
And the next thing you should be on is Grindr.
No, not Grindr. Don't tell him that. He probably
that's
knows
the
what
gay
that is.
one. What's the straight one?
I don't know, but he's got a girlfriend. He doesn't need to be on it.
No, but listen, you know how many married men and they jerk off when their wives are sleeping? I mean,
oh God, Ron. So let's do
half of all the men I know my age, they say, I don't cheat. I would never cheat on my wife. They sit on their computer. They got every 19-year-old spreading her legs while they whack off. That's cheating. I don't give a shit what you say.
All right, well, let's.
When I heard about Snapchat, that's what I thought it was.
Oh yeah, Snapchat sounds like it.
About it.
No, Snapchat's a straight thing. I mean, it's like Twitter and stuff. But
no,
it's
it's anything thing.
I don't do
Snapchat's anything.
Eileen, what's the straight one for getting people? What's the straight?
I don't know, darling, because I don't use it. I don't need it, so I don't really know it.
No, that's true. She doesn't need
I
it.
have to go on Grindr and see what all my friends are doing.
Right, but Eileen's dance book.
You're talking about Tinder.
Yeah, Tinder. Yeah. Oh, look at who knows it.
How do you know, Kenny?
Like I'm part of Generation X, and there's the millennials, all that stuff. The next generation is going to be the Tinder generation.
Yes, it is.
All these kids that were born off of one-night stands, they're going to be all confused. Is it
You're
not
our? So let's do a hypothetical. All right. So you guys have all worked with like the biggest people on the planet. So if you could like pick somebody that you haven't had an opportunity yet to work with, who's like the person that you would like to do some kind of a project with that you haven't been able to do with before? And we'll start with Stephen.
Steven's got his hand.
Ever since 1977 or 78, I've wanted to work with Peter Gabriel. And it's still a dream because I think my drumming and his voice are a perfect match, in my opinion. I think it'd be wonderful.
Wait a minute.
cool
Wait, shut up.
thing, huh?
Wait a minute, Scott. Don't you hang out with Peter Gabriel?
What?
1978. Well, how old's this guy? He looks like a kid.
I'm 51.
51.
You're 51?
Yes.
I thought you were like 30. You look very young. A lot of work done?
Yeah. It's not a lot of work.
All right,
I've been working since I was 13, to be honest. Yeah.
Scott, your turn.
I've always wanted to play with the Stones because I just like that
Love the
thing. I
stuff.
almost had a chance. I got called, but then it didn't come through. But
You didn't answer.
I didn't answer. I answered, but it didn't come through. But I always thought it'd be fun to play with that band because it's so rocking and it's a great saxophone band. And it'd be fun to play Clarence Clemens once, so to play on that band because it was such saxophone oriented band. So those would be fun.
I love it.
Eileen played it with the Stones a lot.
Actually, Eileen, your turn. Your
My
turn,
turn?
Eileen.
Yeah, you play.
If I
Who
could
do you
play guitar with
want
anybody
to
in
play
the world,
with? Yeah, who do you want to play with? You know what I
Adam
mean.
Ant.
Okay.
No, wait,
I knew that.
Come on. That's Skinny Queen, please.
No, you know who I want to play with? I want to play guitar with Kenny.
Now she's after Kenny. Watch his girlfriend.
I just want to jam with Kenny.
She will kick your ass, believe me.
Kenny's fun. So Kenny, it's your turn. If who haven't you had an opportunity yet that's a dream person that you think would be so fantastic to like play with?
That's alive.
They don't have to be alive. You can tell us dead. I mean, it would never happen, but
Alive, so I can put it in the universe and maybe it will happen. 'Cause
yeah.
I've been very
You believe in that shit? Put
so
it
many
in.
people. So, but even as like Scott was saying, earlier, when you're finding your own voice, and as a guitar player, I was influenced by a lot of great guitar players, but other musicians and stuff. But whenever I'd hear Gladys Knight sing, it would almost bring, it was just.
Oh, I love Gladys Knight.
Aw.
And I knew as a guitar player, as a white boy growing up in Detroit, I would never be able to sing and feel but I'd hear her sing and go, wow, it's like she's having an orgasm while she's singing.
Did you ever hear her sing? Well, before I forget, I'm old. I forget. Did you ever hear her sing Vasilo?
Not live, no, but I've heard it.
I heard the recording of Vasilo.
That's like Ron's favorite. He plays it a million
Gladys
times.
Knight did her best work in that fucking song. It's fabulous.
She used to like how she would phrase things, like singing.
Love
It's like
Gladys.
I knew that I wanted to be able to like sing like that, but I knew I wouldn't be able to. So I found that voice in my guitar to like be able to like sing, as a guitar player, and it helped me be able to play to a song versus try to be some jack off on the guitar. And Gladys Knight was like I've worked with like obviously like Shaka's right up there too, and Aretha, all this stuff. For some reason I've worked with Shaka, so I'd have to say Gladys would be if I had to pick someone.
Yeah, but if you ever sang like Gladys Knight, people would think you were queer.
Now Gladys Knight's like she's
You
like,
got it? That was a joke that went nowhere. Let's never do that one again. That one went boom.
That went flat there, buddy.
That one went flat.
Bad joke.
I'm very proud of my Motown roots, but I always liked, like there was something about, I'm throwing that one out because that's the first one that's really coming to mind.
All right, so it's Norwood's turn then. Norwood, you're up.
I always wanted to do a punk rock band in the vein of like Fear with Tina Turner.
Oh, Ron loves that.
Now you're talking about my girl. I'll kick your ass for her. Tina Turner. Oh, forget it. There's nobody like Tina. I mean, when I was in Europe.
War, Tina
No,
Turner
wait.
doing Let's Have a War. Oh man.
No.
Yes.
Gladys Knight is good for what she does. Tina can't sing a note, but she's fabulous. She's fabulous and fabulous. I was in Europe when she was performing in Italy. The Italians absolutely go insanely crazy over her. They kill to be near her and to see her. I've never met Tina, and I know she's not feeling well or doing well. And one of my dreams is to be with my Patti LaBelle and my Tina Turner
those are his two
before I
favorites.
croak. Because these broads can sing. I mean, they're fabulous talents.
Right.
Fabulous talents.
Just think, we live in a world where Jerry Lee Lewis and Little Richard are still with us.
Yes.
So-
Wow.
Yeah, but they're not really.
And
And
so
that's
is
kind
Keith
of,
Richards, which is
Yes.
hard to believe.
hey, I want to ask a question that no one has ever asked Eileen.
Richard is rock.
Wait, Eileen, you started running after rock groups at 16?
No, I was like 6.
Who was the first rock group that you hung with?
That I hung out with? Adam Ant.
That fucking old Queen. I mean, he's got to be 100. That makes you 100.
He's 60. He's 63.
I shouldn't say that about Adam. I always tease you about Adam. He's not
Oh,
gay.
wait a minute. Do you guys know that Jimmy Starr actually sang backup to the Village People and Devo at the same time? Is that not true?
What? In a nightclub, he was.
I also sang with the Carpenters on that "Sing a Song." I'm one of the little kids. I'm one of the little kids.
Yeah, that I wouldn't tell people.
Why not? The Carpenters were big act when I was a little kid.
Yeah, but the Carpenters, they're kind of like.
Actually, do you guys know the Carpenters? Oh, Scott's nodding his head.
Love that. Love it.
them,
Love it. Love it.
They were great.
Superstar. I can
So
listen
maybe
to
Jimmy could sing backup in your band one night.
Yeah, I love it.
I can listen to Superstar over and over. The way
Me too.
Oh my God, it's amazing. And then, of course, have you heard their version of the song "Mamas and the Papas" song? All the leaves are brown.
Yeah, great.
California Dreaming.
California
They
Dreaming.
do. The Carpenters did a great version of that.
Yeah.
But you know what? They
Pretty good
changed
little
it.
drummer, too.
Mama
Like
Cass.
good little drummer, too.
Great drummer.
Mama Cass lived up on Laurel Canyon, up the hill, where the then
Where did she die?
Well, wait a minute. I don't know if she died in that house. I think she died in a hotel, choking on a sandwich. But anyway,
That's a lie.
What is it? What's the answer?
Wait, where did she die?
Oh, she did. She had a heart attack.
she did choke on a ham sandwich.
The
She lived up in Topanga Canyon, and friends of mine said in those days we're going up to a party with this girl. She's becoming kind of famous, and she's like cool, another hippie, and it was Mama Cass. And I thought to myself, oh, this poor broad's never going anywhere. She's so fat. People don't like fat people. Fat people are not going to be in theater on stage.
Steven left. Bye, Steven. Where'd he go? To put money in the meat?
His back was messed up, so he had to stand up a bit. We're sitting in his car here.
Yeah, right. That's such a phony
Pretty
line.
cool. Coffee this morning. We're in the car. We're
had to-
broadcasting from the car.
He had to pee, and he's peeing in the back of the car.
He's doing that too. Hey, get that
Yeah,
away from me.
A little, can't help
Boy,
putting.
he's got balls.
Yeah.
He's around the back of the cars. Wang is in the front of the car. He can't help it.
God, you were the best.
So you guys have like when you guys were young and growing up, do you have like a group that was like the first group that like made you love rock and roll, and that maybe like influenced you a lot when you were young?
Yeah, for me, I can tell you who it was. It was Herb Albert. Because I was a trumpet.
Oh,
I was a trumpet player when I was a kid. And when I heard the Lonely Bull, I went,
Right.
"Wow, man! I da 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 with the trumpet." I thought, "Oh my God, I got to be a musician." So Herb Albert, how about that? Tijuana Brass.
Oh, I saw another hand behind you, so I guess that's Steven trying to like rub your back.
Yeah, he is.
All right, how about you, Norwood?
It's my first favorite song was Hey Jude.
Oh, Beatles.
Right? But my first absolute favorite band was Funkadelic.
There you go.
Yeah.
You all beat. My first song that I loved was Earth Angel. You don't even know what I'm talking about. You're so fucking young. Earth Angel, do, the one I love.
Yeah.
Earth Angel, the biggest rock and roll song ever in history of Motown. Earth Angel. Nobody knows Earth Angel.
Know it.
By
I know what it is.
Yeah, the Penguins. The Penguins sang Earth Angel, 1952. And before that, it was the Ink Spots. If I didn't care for you.
Actually, mine.
Hey, that was a Red Fox favorite.
Yes,
So that's how old. That's how old I am.
My first record I bought was Elton John, Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. Was Someone Saved My Life Tonight? Fucking love that song. I know all the words. Kenny, your turn.
Well, when I was a kid, I was lucky because my parents were of that hippie group too, even though I'm getting old now too. But So I had some cool records around, and I have to say, when Foxy Lady first came on the radio, and I was just a little kid, I'd run around the house without my clothes on, playing air guitar, going Foxy Lady. So I have to say, Hendrix pretty much, at a very, very, very young age, I would have to say that was the, and still Hendrix is like a fine wine. I still pull it out.
So how much does Eileen have to pay you to do it now again?
What?
For you to run around naked?
Run around naked and sit Foxy Lady.
Foxy Lady. She would love it. Steven, you missed out on the question, which was who was your first band?
Well, he had to make
the first band that you liked a lot, that influenced you, or the first record you bought type thing. Who was your first music crush?
Well, the first record I remember listening to over and over and over was the soundtrack from Hair.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then it went from that to the soundtrack of Jesus Christ Superstar. So I was
love
battling
that.
soundtracks.
Yeah.
But then my first rock tune that I learned how to play drums to was Three Dog Night. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, joined to the world.
I feel so old because when these pieces of music came out, I was a father of two, raising almost a teenage daughter, and you were just coming into the world. I mean, how old am I? Gee,
well, the Jesus Christ Superstar to me was an awakening of what rock music could do with lyrical content and different personalities telling a story. And then, of course, the Rocky Horror Picture Show that told me a whole other how rock and roll, the freedom of music, and the desire to explore your own demons or angels. They can go hand in hand, and that's how the music should be. It should be a reflection of people's personalities and experiences.
Absolutely. Eileen, what about you? What was the first record you bought? What was your
first record I bought was
Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address.
Tell him to fuck himself.
I don't remember the first record I bought. I really don't. I bought lots of records, all the time.
But you had to remember something. Well, wait a minute. Wait, hang on 1 second, folks. Didn't you marry a rock and roll guy from a rock group?
He wasn't really a rock group. He was just the best guitarist I knew. I was 16. I wanted to learn how to play guitar, so I married him. That's all.
Oh, that was good. What's his name?
Neil Lazar.
Do you guys know Neil Lazar?
Neil Lazar.
Anybody ever heard of him?
No, he wasn't famous. He was just a good guitarist. But I figured if I married him, then I would become a good guitarist eventually.
It doesn't really work that way.
Did it happen? Did you become a good guitarist?
No, I decided it was a choice between guitar and nails, so I chose nails. That's all.
She would rather have nails.
Then you divorced him.
I did, after a year.
Oh, good.
But I was 16. What do you know when you're 16?
Nothing.
Right.
I did talk my dad into. I remember when it was back in the 70s, and we were going on a family trip, and he was buying 8-tracks, and he was buying Cat Stevens and DCR's Greatest Hits or whatever, and Black Sabbath, Masters of Reality was sitting there. They were out of Black Sabbath 1, and the different ones that I knew of, and that was my first time. Masters of Reality just came out, and it was a brand new Black Sabbath record, and I was like, Dad, we need to get this. And I do remember my first experience on a family trip with my sister, my mom, and dad, listening to Masters of Reality and Cat Stevens. Dad, it's my turn.
I like Cat Stevens. Norwood, are you driving now? Be careful if you're driving.
I'm about to start driving.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
I'm hands free.
Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, that's good that your hands free. Okay, Eileen, it's your turn. Ask him something.
Ask him something. You guys are all absolutely rock royalty. Okay, who to you is rock royalty? You guys are the best in life. But Scott, who's rock royalty? Who comes to mind right away?
I mean, you look at the guys. I think about you go back to Peter Gabriel. I mean, that's from my point of view, he's one of the greats. Dave Gilmour. Clearly, I love Gilmour. He's my music guru. I learned so much from that guy. He's the master of melody, and he really showed me that it's in the spaces when you're not playing is where the real music happens. You know, he just knows how to play melodies, things that people could know. So him, you know, my dad, who I grew up with, he was, I grew up, my first introduction with music was really on the Lawrence Welk show, because he was on that show for 14 years. So I grew up in there. So my dad was not rock royalty, but music royalty to me in those days. But God, you know, I don't know. There's just a bunch of great guys.
And the guy that I think crossed the lines over and over and changed music is Miles Davis.
Big time.
Yeah. Miles Davis.
Every few years, the whole thing would change, and he'd pick out the greatest musicians, and he'd rub, just like Prince and Peter Gabriel and even Paul Simon and some of the cats. Through the years, they play with so many great players, and they bring great music and the hybrid of different personalities and ages and influences, and the music changes. Every record was new, and it opened my eyes every time. I thought, this is it. This is what I need to do. The next record, this is what I need to do. And Miles was the master of
Miles was ace. He was ace. No question about it.
Yep.
Very, very few superstars come into our lives, and Miles Davis. I've never met him, but I was a great fan of his.
I mean, he was a jazz great, but he crossed into rock,
great,
into funk, into dance, into everything.
Yep.
All right, Kenny, your turn. Who's a rock royalty for you, or just music royalty? Music royalty.
I would have to say, there's so many of them, and so many we mentioned already, like Gilmore, Miles Davis, but I'd have to say, in a Webster's dictionary under rock and roll, it should just say Keith Richards, because and I've been blessed to get to know Keith, and he's the most amazing person. And but he himself too, where he comes from, I was blessed. Back in the Hendrix tours, I was on the road with Hubert Sumlin, and I mean, a lot of people know how great Hubert was, but there's a lot of people out there that people don't know. And someone like Hubert, when he played with Howlin' Wolf back in the day, and what was rock and roll was taking blues music and cranking it up. And Howlin' had such a powerful voice, and Hubert, had to crank that little tube amplifier up to play along with him. And Keith Richards to Billy Gibbons, all these blues guitar legends, probably all agree that the man invented the first rock and roll guitar player.
I love it.
Yeah.
We should tell everybody that when we were trying to learn how to Skype with Kenny today, he told us that he's only Skyped one other time, and the one other time he Skyped, it was with Keith Richards, and I was like, God damn, that's pretty fucking good.
Hubert, well, I was with Hubert, on the road. It was the same thing. And Hubert, Keith, actually Keith and Mick paid for Hubert's funeral. He's like the most legendary man. And Hubert, I'm sitting there, Hubert's on his computer Skyping with Keith. His manager, Antoinette Tony, had it all set up. And I was like, and he's like, Kenny, you want to say hi? I'm just like going, this is bizarre. I'm on a tour bus with Hubert Mitchell and Eric Gales and Mick Taylor, of all people, former member of the Stones, is in the back lounge. And I'm in the front lounge, and we're sitting there like, doing the Skyping thing with, it was like, but yeah, I've never really.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. So now you've learned though. Now you've learned. So Norwood, it's your turn. Who's some rock royalty for you, or music royalty for you?
What really comes to mind is like Ernie Isley.
Oh wow!
And the Isley Brothers.
Isley Brothers.
Yes.
That's cool.
I'm falling asleep.
Like
I'm so tired.
They started off, one thing. They went through a bunch of changes and stayed on top for a lot of years. In fact, Ronald Isley doing ballads now is appropriate, but you think about young Isley, Isley Brothers.
Yeah, they're big. They were good. They were big.
The Isley Brothers for my day.
Am I with you guys still?
Yes.
Yep, you're here.
Yeah, and having the Beatles cover one of their songs and be propelled into the consciousness of America, right?
Love it.
I was just jamming out to Harvest for the World yesterday. It actually came on the radio. And as soon as that drum groove came in, it's just like, Isley Brothers. Phew.
Big time.
I love it.
Yeah.
How about you?
I agree.
I love it. All right. So
we have to explain something. We have a new puppy, a new little boy dog, the 5-pound thing that's always on me. So in our bed sleeps the little boy dog near my face. Brandy, the beautiful big blonde dog, sleeps on my feet, and the horse, Shazam, sleeps on the other side. I didn't get any sleep last night. These fucking dogs don't stop with licking, kissing, pushing, farting, hitting. I mean, they're worse than children. So I'm exhausted. I'm really tired. And at my age, you get a little sleepy. So if I fall asleep, it's not because I don't love all of you. It's because
he's not falling. We're getting ready to go anyway
because I have to kill my dog.
We have to do some commercials and stuff, so we're getting ready to go. So let's go back to
the boring part.
So you guys think experience, you guys, Beyond the Wall. It's at the Wisdom in L.A. The next show featuring all these superstars is May 17th and 18th. You can go to Eventbrite and stick in Beyond the Wall, and you can find the tickets when they come available. You definitely want to go and see this thing. It's a fantastic thing. You want to follow all these guys on Twitter, except for Kenny, which as soon as you guys follow my Twitter, and as soon as he's up, we'll let you guys know that he's on Twitter. Also, then they're also going to be doing the show on June 7th and June 8th. It's a fantastic show. We highly recommend it. We think it would all be fabulous. He's taking a picture of something, and also
is that a new show?
Huh? It's the same show. It's on different new dates. And then you guys, they're going to roll this thing out. One of these days, they're going to roll this thing out like worldwide with all. It's going to be all over the place because everybody in the chat room is asking, when's it coming to Germany? When's it coming? When's it coming to England? So it'll be happening, you guys. Scott's a fucking genius. Scott is a genius, and he is like going to get this thing going. And we should give a shout out to Sheila while we're here. Everybody on the count of 3 say hi, Sheila.
Hi.
1, 2, 3. Hi, Sheila. You guys are not good at
One point I want to make.
Who's Sheila?
All of you, all of you all over the world that are listening, watching this show, if you tell everybody what you've learned today and they become part of the force, then this show will get to your country and you will see it. But if you don't speak about it, it's going to go, like in my backyard for my birthday.
Nowhere.
No. Well, yeah. It's like a diamond. If you don't tell people how valuable the diamond is, they think it's a piece of glass.
That's right. So everybody needs to tell them so they know what the diamond is in the Think Experience.
Right.
And they're going to have Think Experience, all kinds of shows. And you can also, if you want to get an idea of some of what it looks like, you can go to www.thinkexp.co. And
also, Eileen Shapiro was looking for a rich husband, and if you know of somebody, introduce them.
She doesn't really want him rich, but she likes him home.
I don't want him rich, Ron. I just want him,
No, I want you to have a rich husband.
I know you do.
Checks when we go out to dinner.
So we want to thank all you guys again.
Thank you.
Yeah, Scott Page, Stephen Perkins,
Thank you.
Eileen Shapiro, all superstars. You guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. This show's going to get zillions and zillions of hits.
This show today is probably going to be one of my favorites. It is so real and so terrific and fun with real people. No phony shit here. No, excuse me, I don't care for that. Those bastards I want to kill. But, it's a real show. And you know what it is? People that have music in their hearts, you can love very easily.
Absolutely.
Bravo.
So you guys, thank you so much. We'll see you guys.
Very much.
Everybody get your tickets.
All right.
And we appreciate it. Bye, everybody. Love you guys.
Bye.
Scott in our house.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Yay.
Goodbye.
What?
They're like talking. It's hilarious. All right, everybody. Bye. See you guys.
Bye.
All right, everybody. So now you can hear the Jimmy Star Show every week on W4CY Radio, K4HD Radio. W4CY Radio is our home station. We're on every Wednesday from 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific time or 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. We're on K4HD Radio in L.A., Hit 1069 FM in New York, Jackalope Radio in Kansas City. We're on iHeartRadio, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, Audio Boom, Podomatic, Spreaker, Apple TV, and Podbean. On television, we're on Vimeo, Roku, YouTube, Comcast On Demand, and TLB TV. Whew, that was a fucking arsehole. Hey, so what did you guys think? Scotty, Jay, and Danielle?
It was really good.
Yeah, it was fun,
That's
right?
the best you two could do. Is most.
Hold on. I
Really
did not think he was 51. Holy crap, he is a dilf.
Yes, he is.
Who?
Scott. Stephen Perkins, I mean. She's talking about.
Yes. Oh my
Dilf.
goodness gracious.
Cute.
I have a full lady boner from him, and it's not even a joke. I'm sitting here the whole time like, oh my God, you're so hot.
Oh,
I'm so
And
happy.
he's nice, too.
And he's a sweetie pie, and in person, he's really very nice. And seriously, he fills his trousers quite well. And you would be so happy to know that.
But when he was like mentioning Rocky Horror and Hairspray, I'm like, no way.
Tell Ron what a DILF is, because he doesn't
I have
know.
no idea what a DILF is.
I know.
A dad I'd like to fuck.
A MILF is a mom I like to fuck, and a DILF is a dad.
I don't know if he's a dad, but he's like old enough to
Old
be.
enough to be a dad, yes.
I don't care for that sort of language.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like, if he wants to be called daddy, that's okay.
They did really good, though. I mean, they were all fun. Everybody was participating. Everybody was smiling.
It's a good show.
Today's show is just a little bit of how we are when we're in private world and we run around with each other. We hang out as a gang. We're crazy, except they weren't cursing. They were making me out to be the dirty round. They curse just as much, but I guess they have an image they want to protect on television.
I'm
But
so sad that you guys
so-
don't live in Florida anymore. I would have loved to hang out with you guys.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you would've
Eileen
loved it.
Shapiro didn't say one fuck, nothing.
Oh, she was being calm. Don't
was
forget,
being
she's
like
like
a
the
lady.
publicist. She's a lady once in a while, too, though, and she's got to love
How
it.
dull,
We
how
also got to
boring.
give a shout out because we didn't do it in the middle of the show since everybody was on, but Cindy Lady Lake, Cindy Diadamo at Lady Lake Music on Twitter has been with us the whole time. We want to give her a beautiful shout out. What's up, Cindy? Yay! You got to love it. And I don't know who user SYAQA is. I don't know if that's Goddess. I'm not sure who that is.
I don't know where Goddess is. I worry about Goddess. I wonder what's happened to her.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure.
She's not been the same. Something is going on in her life. I wish she'd fill me in. Maybe it's too private. She doesn't want it to be public.
I'm not sure who that is, but whoever that is, they said great show. So, and Cindy gives us hugs. And I think it was a lot of fun. I think everybody had a great time.
A lot of laughs, a lot of fun, a lot of knowledge, a lot of stuff you learn. And you see the camaraderie of people in show business that are real. If you're phony, they don't go for this
They
stuff.
had such a great feel to them. Like, I was watching Bohemian Rhapsody when they were like, when the guy was like, so what? Why Queen? They just look like a bunch of misfits that fit perfectly together. You know what
Yes.
I mean? And
Yes.
I like
What
this.
great movie. That was a great movie, too.
Yeah, one of my favorites. I can watch it 20 times in a row. And like they just kind of like they had great synergy and they just looked like they were family, you know, like they just grew up together. It's nice to see that. And it's nice to see humble rock stars.
Yeah, and I mean, come on, Stephen Perkins is a drummer for like Jane's Addiction, and he worked with Nine Inch Nails and Methods of Mayhem, and I mean, like these are like these aren't like porno for pyros. These aren't like little bands. These are like super groups.
Most people in show business, the press makes them out to be beyond approach. When in reality, and you know them, they're not. You have to be a superstar so people will want you, respect you, and admire what you do. If people think you're as good as their neighbor next door, they don't have the same feelings. It's like, oh yeah, well, okay.
Also,
You get
though,
my meaning.
These guys have like written like tons of music for like Stephen Perkins has written music that's in tons of television shows. Norwood Fisher wrote music for Dead Man Walking. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. He had music in the Beavis and Butthead TV series.
And Stephen is single. He's going to be some catch.
Hello, my name is Dee.
Well, you know, send him some nude pictures in very disgusting positions, and he may take you.
I'm gonna find him on Instagram. He's gonna be my man crush Monday. Maybe I'll get a like back.
He's really cute in person too. He's not a big guy. He's a little guy.
Actually, I have a picture on Instagram with us standing back to back. That's really great.
He's
like, what is
gorgeous.
he, like 5'8", 5'7", 5'8"?
Yeah, he's probably like 5'8". Yeah.
I'm spoiled.
He's not. He looks big on TV. He photographed like a big guy.
You should have seen them all in rehearsal, though. You guys would have like loved them because some of them were just like Kenny. Kenny Olsen is really like. I mean, Keith Richards did a quote about that he thought he was one of the greatest guitar players of our time.
Yeah.
And Keith Richards is like, pretty big deal to say something like that. And he was just like going off on the guitar and like just warming up and stuff. And it was amazing the stuff that he was doing.
He hits those strings with a that goes so high.
Yeah, he played with Kid Rock. He founded the Kid Rock Brown Twisted Trucker Band or whatever. Twisted Brown Trucker Band.
These guys are not slouches.
And he also toured with the Jimi Hendrix Experience, doing the Jimi Hendrix stuff. So he's pretty cool. Like I think they were all like I just think they were all really cool.
I had a good time. We laughed. We had sport with each other. I love these guys because they understood my humor and they don't get upset about it. They roll with it and laugh with it. And that's really nice.
Absolutely.
You did a good job. We've had up to 5 people once.
We had 9 once.
9 once.
We had 9 once.
We've
but
had some biggies.
I don't know how they did it though, because everybody was really little on the screen. I don't even know how they did it, but it doesn't matter as long as everybody's in there some of the parts of the time. It's all good. Us, right? It's fantastic.
Technology. You did a good job, Scott.
You're right. He is a cutie. I found him on Instagram.
Daniel. Oh my
actually,
God.
you guys, Scotty J's on Instagram now, not as Rock Titan TV, right? You have a new one. Is it I Am Scotty J? I am the Scotty J, you guys. You can follow him on Instagram. I'm Dr. Jimmy Star on Instagram. D is...
hold on, I forgot. Simply D20. That's it.
Or I'm horny. G.
Oh my God, that could happen. Stephen Perkins. Thank you. Yeah. Oh,
Lady wrote me saying, "Do you guys know you're still alive?" I'm like, "Yeah," because she's like, we're like talking about this. Ron's Ron Russell Show, you guys, on Twitter, on Instagram, but he doesn't really do much on it. But you can find him on Facebook.
No, but you could go to my AOL, which is Ron Russell Show AOL, or just private message me on Facebook.
That's how you get him, is on Facebook. That's
I
really
do private
what he does.
messages all day. Like I got hundreds.
You gotta love it. So everybody, next week too, we're gonna have a fun show. Next week I only have one guest so far, and it is Dionne Warwick. And my Instagram post that we had her coming on got thousands of likes on it. People can't even believe
the way
that we have Dionne Warwick coming on. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks to Eileen. Eileen interviewed her and set that up for us.
To San Jose. Oh.
Why are you laughing?
One day you are Dita. The next day you're washing cars, something like that.
She has so many hits. You know that she does the theme song for Valley of the Dolls or whatever that movie was.
That's right. But her biggest one was, "Do you know the way to San Jose?"
I know
the
ones
way
better.
to San Jose.
Okay.
I've got a lot of...
Danielle, do you know who Dionne Warwick is? Because you're young.
Yes.
Oh, B says she loves you singing. Keep singing. Sing something.
Who?
B loves... Yes.
I hung out with my grandparents a lot, so I know all these songs.
You know, G, go screw yourself.
Yeah, I knew he was getting ready to say that.
Hung out with your grandparents.
I'll be 28 Is it Monday? Next Monday?
Oh, really?
I feel sorry for
No, it's 2 Mondays.
In 2 Mondays.
You
Okay.
you missed the world when it was fabulous.
Okay,
You came
you
into
guys.
the world when it was shitty.
So it looks like our time is up, you guys. We want to thank everybody in the chat room for tuning in. We want to thank Danielle and Scotty J for doing a great job. We want to thank our guest today for coming on board. We had a great time. I want to thank Ron because he's fabulous and I love
That's
him.
the first time you've ever done that.
And I want
no,
to-
I'm not having sex with you after the show.
That's okay. I have work to do anyway. But anyway,
really?
you guys, we'll see you guys next week. Everybody have a fantastic weekend. Bye, everybody, and thank you.
Bye-bye. See you next
Yay.
time. Woo!